The Vegas Golden Knights have done it again. Again, Chris Gawlik has the latest as the Golden Knights acquire Tomas Hertl from the San Jose Sharks. Coming up next on Locked On's 2024 NHL Trade Deadline Special.
The Locked On Podcast Network presents the NHL Trade Deadline.
Gil Martin here from Locked On NHL, along with Chris Gawlik of Locked On Golden Knights to break down the Knights' last-minute deal for Sharks forward Tomas Hertl right before the NHL trade deadline. And Chris, when we spoke yesterday, you said you'll see me soon. I didn't realize how right you were going to be and how big a deal was going to make you come back here to discuss it. How did we get to Tomas Hertl?
Probably because they couldn't get to Jake Gensel. I said a couple times on Locked On VGK throughout the week, it would not surprise me if the Golden Knights did something that nobody saw coming. The Hanifin trade was a blockbuster. That's old news, I guess now. And then you had the Mantha trade, which suggested something else was to come. But I still felt pretty strongly that the Golden Knights were not done based on the cap situation, based on their terrible play as of late. I mean, there's a lot of faith being put into this team and Coach Cassidy from General Manager Kelly McCrimmon, who did not give up a single NHL-ready player while acquiring Hanifin, Tomas Hertl, and Mantha throughout the week. And the salary retainment is the craziest part of all this, too. The San Jose Sharks are now paying Tomas Hertl to play against him the next time he goes back there. It's just, get the salt.
Where do you think Hertl fits into the team's long-term plans?
He signed through 29-30, so he's going to be here a while no matter what. The Golden Knights, they're in a weird spot in their second-line center position. William Karlsson is a good two-way center that doesn't necessarily, besides a few years ago, score at a very high pace. Great defensive player. He did score 43 goals once. Don't know where that came from. It got him paid pretty well, though. Chandler Stevenson has done decent as the team's second-line center, but I don't know if he possesses the skill set to be a second-line NHL center. He does really well with he does really well with Mark Stone when Mark Stone is healthy. That has not been happening too often as of late, and that's kind of what got us into our current position, why we're talking about people like Hanifin and Mantha and now Hertl. So Chandler Stevenson might be the odd man out after the season is over. He is an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year as well.
Interesting to see what happens with him. Are you concerned at all about the long-term effects or the eventual price to be paid for trading away so many draft picks and prospects?
It's funny you asked that. I was literally just starting to put together something looking at Cap Friendly of who the first round draft picks have been that the Golden Knights have shipped off in trades and stuff. So a spot that they missed on was Nick Suzuki. That was, I believe, as part of the Hertl, or not the Hertl deal, Tomas Tatar deal in season one when the Golden Knights, that was their big swing for the fences in season one. No problem there. That was a swing and a miss. But I mean, the Golden Knights shipped off David Edstrom. We'll see what David Edstrom winds up becoming. Cody Glass, he got a hat trick the other night. Big deal. He's got like 8 goals on the season, though. Other players that have been moved around and stuff. 2022 first round pick. This is a part of the Eichel deal. Noah Ostlund. Okay, we'll see what Noah Ostlund becomes. Other trades involving first rounders. Philip Gustafsson he wasn't a first rounder though. Keandre Miller was a first round pick, but He wasn't with the Golden Knights. But point being is just going through some first round picks that somewhere along the way have the Golden Knights blood on them, I guess you can say it like that. How about Peyton Krebs? There's another one. Krebs is a good player, but he's not blossoming close to a first-round player.
So, in your mind, go for it now because you don't know what these picks may or may not become.
Exactly, 100%. And the thing is, the Golden Knights, and still looking at everything right now, in all this drama, they still have their 2024 first-round draft pick. They'll probably trade that in the offseason to get ready for the next trade deadline. So, I mean, here, the Golden Knights for the next 4 seasons, they have their first and their third. I'm only doing the top 3 picks. They have their first and their third for the upcoming draft, which is going to be in Vegas at the Sphere. Pretty cool. 2025, they have their second round pick. Something can happen, is depending on where the Golden Knights go in the playoffs. They got the Sharks' third round draft pick in 2025. That's going to be really high up there. And then in 2026, they got the second and the third round picks. So just more stuff they can trade away to get more players at the trade deadlines, because all these GMs just love giving Vegas all their best players. Thank you.
All right. Well, be sure to subscribe to Locked On Golden Knights for more on one of the biggest deals at the NHL trade deadline on your favorite podcast app and on YouTube. It's part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.